The cost of a medical education in America is staggering, topping $90,000 a year. Grants and student loans can help offset tuition, but the thought of debt can kill a student's dream of becoming a physician, especially minority students. Helping to resuscitate that vision is Valley nonprofit ElevateMeD.
Joining me now virtually is Dr. Alyx Porter Umphrey. She is the founder of ElevateMeD. So great to have you with us. Why was it so important for you and your husband to launch this nonprofit?
We had so much debt coming out of medical school. When we married, combined, we owed nearly $500,000. And that was from medical school alone. Both of us were fortunate enough to have scholarships for undergrad. And so we worked really hard and got some good advice to figure out how can we pay this debt off as quickly as possible. And once we did that, we celebrated, we went out to dinner, and then we started thinking, what just happened? What did we just do? And as we thought back about our process and our journey from undergraduate to medical school and beyond, we really wanted to create that thing that we wished we'd always had. Number one was money, scholarship support, but also some of the other features like having mentors that looked like us and some financial management education and leadership training.
When I first received my news of being an ElevateMeD scholar, I was so happy, I was so excited that I get to represent my tribal community, my school, and one of 10 scholars around the nation. I was super excited.
All of those things combined are what you'll find with ElevateMeD, and it's our way of giving back and really prioritizing physician workforce diversity and also elevating physicians by giving some additional support that we sure wish that we had when we were in medical school to help cultivate the next generation of physician leaders. I'm a neuro-oncologist, which means that I take care of patients who have brain cancers. And I never saw anyone who looked like me doing what I do. And I recognize that our careers end up really being kind of an amalgamation of all of the teachers that you have along the way, but how powerful it is when you see someone who shares your culture, shares your background, who can sort of say, these are the steps that you need to take that will help ensure your success. And so we recognize that having those mentors really that share the same cultural background, some of the same challenges that some of our scholars face really can be helpful.
To have this guidance and mentorship is so important to help make the right decisions down the line.
Yes, and I want to brag on you for a moment because you are the leading African-American neuro-oncologist in the country. So that's amazing. So thank you for the incredible work that you're doing. And you're also a graduate of Spelman College, an HBCU, historically Black college or university. Can you explain the racial disparities in medicine?
Yeah. I was so fortunate coming from Scottsdale, Arizona, born and raised, and then going to Spelman, a historically Black women's college. For the first time, I was able to shed some of that burden that comes along with severe underrepresentation. And once you're able to shed some of that weight, you can start to think much more creatively about what space we take up in the world. And one of the things that I recognized is that sometimes sheerly by zip code, Americans have different experiences when it comes to healthcare. And I think this COVID pandemic has really shined the light on some of those cracks in our foundation as a country in terms of who has access and the resources and who doesn't. And I think the challenge that we see with health disparities can be so complex. We're talking about systems and infrastructures that have been in place for generations. But one of the things that is tangible that we know can make a difference in how people experience healthcare and the outcomes that they have as a result of their illness happens to be physician diversity. And we know that when physicians share a similar culture to the patients, there's a higher likelihood that there's some engendered trust there, which leads to improved compliance, improved outcomes. Similarly, so not only does having a diverse physician workforce benefit patients, but it also benefits all of us as physician colleagues who learn from one another, and our learners who, because our learners pick up our habits, good and bad. And so having those diverse perspectives is so essential if we're going to try to tackle some of the health disparities in America. The problem is vast and complex, but this is one really feasible solution.
Absolutely. And ElevateMeD is the other feasible solution in closing, of course, and bridging that cultural divide. We thank you so much, Dr. Porter Umphrey, for all the incredible work that you and ElevateMeD is doing for our community.
Thank you, Susan.
Through donations, ElevateMeD awarded $100,000 in scholarships this year. New scholars will be selected next May. To learn more or donate, please visit elevatemed.org. I am unapologetically black, and my skin color has nothing to do with my character. We must stand up, speak up until respect, human decency, and racial equality is afforded to all of us. Then and only then can we truly bridge the cultural divide. I hope we have informed, empowered, and inspired you. I'm Susan Casper. Thanks for watching.